Did that not work? Oh, hold up. Can this connect without having to... Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me connect. I don't want to have to get... I will at some point. Aw. Aw. Here. Let me re-link it then. Right now. No, it's fine. You don't have to do it now. I'm just going to link you it. There you go. I'm just going to link it. That way, if you want to stay in contact with me and other fellow fans of my channel. And friends, because a lot of the people who are in there are also close friends of mine. There's a few close friends of mine in there, and I'm trying to become friends with a lot of the people who join on Twitch, so at your own pace, feel free to stick around and join in that. I also have a YouTube and a Facebook. Well, I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, too. So if you ever feel like watching off a different platform, feel free to join in on Facebook or YouTube as well. Because YouTube I used to do, but then I got tired of editing, so now it's just a platform for my Twitch videos. But I also highlight my Twitch videos. So if you ever don't want to go on YouTube and you want to watch any of my past streams, all of my highlighted streams are going to be permanent on Twitch, though. But I do have those as well. But yeah, it's nice to get to know people. And hell, I'd love to bond over, you know, similar interests. RPGs are my favorite thing. One of my favorite genres. And this game is no exception. This game is phenomenal. Like, I've always loved this game's combat. I always loved Paper Mario, where it has that similar, like, hit X at a certain time to, you know, make your attack stronger or whatever. I've always loved that. You'd likely be surprised at what I am known by my brother and some... Yet I don't stream. Huh. No. I'm curious. Oh, cosplaying. Do you cosplay like anime characters, video game characters? Or both? A variety. Nice. Do you like make your own costumes? I'm assuming you probably would, right? But all female? Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. It annoys me anyway that, like, people who love to cosplay as an opposite gender get alienated by people just because, like, a girl can cosplay a male character and people will be like, oh, you're a girl, you don't have the figure for that, or yada yada, or you're a guy, why are you cosplaying a female character? You blah blah blah. It's like, let them cosplay what the fuck they please. If I want to dress as a girl, I will. You do make your own cosplays. That is awesome. I only have one outfit that I cosplayed as many years ago, and it's Gaara from Naruto. But I don't know how to sew, and I'm not good with, you know, making my own. But I bought like a Gaara cosplay for about like $100 online, and it's an awesome cosplay. But I don't really cosplay. I just wore it. I just bought it really because I wanted to dress up for Halloween and maybe go to conventions sometime. There is no crime in females dressing as male characters, and vice versa. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just saying, like, I see this a lot online. Or, you know, like, on pages that talk about conventions and shit. Where people go to conventions and dress up as the opposite gender and get bitched at or snapped at and all that because they don't have a certain figure for a character. Like, if a guy or a girl want to play, like, a chubbier character and they're thin, they shame them for that. And it's just like, let them cosplay a character that they love. It's supposed to be for fun. You're going to a convention for fun and dressing up to see all these other awesome-ass costumes and see how awesome people's designs look. You know what I mean? You don't want to sit there and go to a convention and just get told by some freaking thirsty-ass motherfucker who's like, oh, you're a thin girl, or you're too fat for that costume, or something stupid. Like, So, take pride. Take pride in what you dress as, whether it's a male or female. My favorite cosplay is, by far, is... I've never played WoW, but I had a friend request me to play that, so in the near future, I will plan on playing World of Warcraft. But I bet that's gotta look awesome. If you ever have any pictures, feel free to send some in Discord sometime. Okay. Oh, they have me just immediately start there. Okay. Cool. Don't mind to get some extra experience in. But that's cool. Well, you can look up... Well, I can do that, yes. Yes. No, I'm just saying, like, if you ever want to... If we ever become cool enough to where you are comfortable actually chatting with me outside of Twitch or whatever, I'm down. Let's see. Oh, I know her. I see her face like all over World of Warcraft's media. Okay. Her and like that big orc dude. I see their faces all over like the expansion posters that I see people have. I've seen her face before. I've played like a bit of it though. I played like maybe I loaded it up to see how it works, and I made a character. I forgot what character I made, but I did play a little bit of it. I didn't do anything else other than that. I just wanted to get it running. Because one of my fans requested me to play it, and I just never got around to it because I didn't really have the money to really want to pay for another subscription. But I will get around to playing World of Warcraft. It's just I've already put all of my life into Phantasy Star Online. I don't know if I want to waste more years of my life on WoW, which I easily can. Took you 5 months. Nice, though. That had to have been worth it, and probably looks amazing. One of my, I can't really say she's like a big fan of me or not, but she joined a lot for PSO. I had a friend who dressed as Android 21 from Dragon Ball Z Fighters. She's an awesome character. She's an awesome person as well. Her name is Kopi on Twitch, but she sent me a picture of her dressed up, and she made that costume and even dyed her skin pink to go with the character. Looked awesome. So cosplay is awesome. I love the creativity some people have. Whether it's from a Disney movie, whether it's from an anime, a cartoon, or if people want to do like Marvel or DC cosplay. I just love the ingenuity some people have. A little later. Welcome, Irving. Yeah, a little later. I've been wanting to play a bit more Legend of Dragoon because I only did one stream prior to that, and I've been doing a lot of Phantasy Star and Final Fantasy 2 and 3 at the time. I've been wanting to get back to this game for a bit. So I'm going to be doing this. But don't worry, Final Fantasy 3 will be happening a little later, because I actually don't have work tomorrow, so I have tomorrow and Sunday off to stream a bit more of this and FF3. But I'm doing well in FF3. I'm really excited, but this is a game that this is like a game from my childhood that I never owned, but I watched a lot of my brother's friend play it. And I played a little bit many years ago back when I first got it on the PS3, but I don't remember jack shit of it. Portraitist girl.
Oh my god, it's Sir Levitz. Oh, Sir Levitz, please let me draw your portrait again.
What's with this voice I'm giving you? How you doing, man? I'm glad you could join in. And don't worry about your laptop. I'll be getting PSO and Dead Rising and all that running. I'll test to see if Dead Rising can actually play. But yeah, don't worry, I'll be doing it. Some of my cosplays include Tifa Lockhart, Aerith Gunberg, Zero Suit Samus Aran, Princess Zelda. Wow, nice. A lot of classics right there. Nice. Those are a lot of popular video game females. Nice.
It'll be done soon. Don't move.
I mean, I really don't know how popular Aerith's was to people, but her and Tifa are great characters. But Princess Zelda and Zero Suit Samus, and they're definitely the face of those games. I actually enjoyed Aerith more than Tifa, to be honest, as a person. It's kind of sad that she died so damn early in that game. Tifa's okay. She's cool, but all I hear from Tifa is how people are pissed that her boobs are smaller in the remake. That's all I see nowadays. Took me months to complete. Oh, I bet. You're playing Borderlands 3 with your girlfriend as you watch. Nice. Well, say hello, or if she can hear me, hello. But that's all I hear nowadays is people complain too much about Tifa's breasts are now smaller. It's like, dude, did you sit there and play the original 7 and actually care about that girl's breast size? You could barely even see her. She looks like a freaking Lego block. Even in battle, she just... Like, what? You could barely even see anything, I'll be honest with... I don't know. These thirsty young boys are just freaking complaining. Portrait of Levitz. What does it look like? Isn't a little too handsome? Wow, rude, Dart. I don't think so. Thank you, I'll treasure this. Okay. Good job, Dart. Hitting on, Lavitz there. In all honesty, I'd find to give Tifa more dignity to have smaller... no, that's fine. I don't mind whether or not she has more proportional body. It's just... It annoys me that people complain... The one thing people complain about the remake is that her breasts will be smaller. Not that the fact that it's episodic, not that that doesn't get a complaint, but one complaint is because her breasts. That is stupid. At least complain for a reason. Maybe complain that it's episodic. Maybe complain that it's going to be completely different than the original and that it's not going to be the same. I get it, it's a remake. But some remakes actually aren't any different. Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Never played Spyro, but Crash Bandicoot remake, besides its graphics and maybe it's my issues with judging distances in those games, it's the same game. But Final Fantasy VII's remake is going to be a complete overhaul, and it's probably not going to be anything resembling the original. And everyone's going to be so upset because her breasts aren't big anymore. Or whatever. It's like... No, it's just dumb that people, thirsty young 12, 13-year-olds and maybe 20-year-olds are complaining about that and that only. What? But yeah, no. You know, video game characters are never really going to have proportionate body parts. They're always, the companies are always going to make one female that is very beautiful with big breasts and a big ass. And, you know, nice hips and shit. They're always going to make them overly proportioned for no reason at all. 60? Really? Final Fantasy VII is what, 3 discs? If the first episode is going to be all of Midgar, I mean, that doesn't... All of Midgar isn't 1 disc, but if that's the case, each disc is going to be divided up into 2 episodes, at least, from what I can see now, judging by that. Because I know Midgar is going to be extended. And judging by that, I'm assuming it's going to be 2 episodes per disc. At 60, I doubt they're going to do $60 per episode. That does not... Maybe it's $60 for the whole thing. And you're going to be paying in installments, such like as, I don't know, you pay for one DLC for $15, but you can buy the whole thing for, I don't know, $30, $40. I think that what they're going to do is they're probably going to have you pay $60 for the whole thing, and then you get it as it comes out. But if they do $60 per episode, that's dumb. I'm thinking it's going to be like a typical DLC for levels. It's gonna be like you want to pay separately. Here's $20 separately for DLC, or you could pay $60 for all three, or whatever it is. I think it's gonna be like that, because otherwise, then fans would outrage, and Square would lose so much money. You found out through it. Okay, well, I'm not denying you. I've not once denied that. And GameStop would know more than me. I'm just saying, that sounds a little much. And if that's the case, I may not get it right away. Damn it. I was hoping to buy it right away, just because by the time it comes out, I'll be hopefully long through the Final Fantasy series. Drinks! Drinks! Give me more drinks! Sir, you look drunk as shit.
To the left is the Castle of Indels. It's a beautiful castle, and the pride of Serdio.
That's a GameStop worker, not Square Enix themselves. Touché. Spirits! Yeah, I have good ones. 100G per bottle, want it? Sure. He wants a drink, I'll take it.
Every day is tense for us because Dole broke the truce.
I mean, I don't really care, as long as the game is better than what I'm hoping it is. I'll still be getting it. Depending on the price, I may wait, but I gotta fix that shit. That disconnection shit. Depending on the price, I may wait, but I'm still gonna get it.
Give me a break. What about it? The war?
The war!
My child fell in battle. My grandchild fell too. I have no more meaning in my life.
That's not true. Overall, it's meant to be better than the original. It's meant to be, doesn't mean it will be. Honestly. I hope it is, but again, if it's gonna change up everything that we know of the original, including the combat and what you do in it, then no, it will not be better. Because I'm not hoping for changes. I'm hoping for the same game, just better graphics. Because I love 9. I love 9's remake, not remake, but remaster. Because 9 got the treatment that Ocarina of Time did and Majora's Mask did. It went from PS1 to looking like what Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time do on the 3DS. That is perfect. But if they're going to completely remake the only Final Fantasy game that has the most freaking love for some fucked up reason, and they're going to change up everything, including its combat, from ATB to whatever the hell Final Fantasy's combat is now, I may not like it. Because I love turn-based combat, and I love the ATB combat. Pissed about Tifa's boobs also because of feminists who bitch about them. Please, feminists bitched about what's-her-face. They were complaining about... what's her name? I can't think of the... I have it on my desktop. Let me look at it. Where are you? Do I not have you on here? I can't think of... I mean, thirsty young boys were complaining, or were always getting off on Lara Croft's boobs, and not only that, but there was women who were complaining about Bayonetta. Sorry. There were feminist women who were complaining about Bayonetta's body proportions and size and everything, but then there's also guys who were ogling the original Lara Croft from the back in the day from Tomb Raider and her pixelated pixelated box boobs. No one's ever happy. It's true. People need to grow up, yeah. Because I remember reading a big report on I think it was a female writer who was complaining about Bayonetta, and then someone commented, well, you're a bitch. This game was made by a female, is what I remember reading. And I'm like, damn, fucked. Like, are you fucking... Is that all people care about, though? Like, seriously. Like, why do they Like, I get it, they're gonna over-sexualize. It's Japan. But do people need to complain about certain proportions? Is that the only thing you're complaining about? How about the gameplay? How about the game itself? Not the character. I get it, you fell in love with the character as a person and you grew with them. But why do you care about their body? Is my point.
Yes, the story, the gameplay, and the character themselves, not their body. How have you been? Auntie was worried about you. Like, I don't play video games and sit there and get ogled by a hot female character. Like, one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters is Yuna. And I don't sit there and be like, oh, Yuna, you look so good in 10-2, yada yada. That's like, I don't go and get thirsty. Some people do, though. But yes, the story of games is what matters most to me, and gameplay. What do we got? Dissolves fear, bewitchment, confusion, and dispirit. Yes. Oh, I can't carry on. Okay. Speaking of Yuna, you've cosplayed her as well? Awesome. From 10 or 10-2? I prefer both of those. I like both Yuna cosplays. I've seen them both. My favorite version of Yuna is from 10-2, but I love both Yuna. She's one of my favorite female characters from 10. If not my favorite character in general. She has, to me, one of the best character growths throughout that game. Then again, she is like the main protagonist besides Titus, but... Summoner outfit? Oh, and her Songstress outfit. Nice. I know Titus is really the main tag in that game, but he kind of doesn't really exist. So I consider Yuna the main pro tag. But Titus is cool, but Yuna's better. Servi was a man, too much integrity. If he had recovered from betrayal of a dear friend, wouldn't be dead. My second favorite female is Riku. Lulu's great, but Riku and Yuna are better characters. To me, anyway. They give you more time with them. And then there's Pain. Jecht is the best. He is a great antagonist, not going to deny that. But he's definitely, he's not my favorite antagonist thus far. I only have a few games to go off of, and my favorite antagonist, who isn't really the greatest character either, is Sephiroth. Like, to me, he's okay. The laughing scene. Trust me, everyone hates that scene. Titus is not a bad character. He's not. He's really not. That laughing scene, though, I don't know what what the point of that was. But, yeah, the only real antagonist I have to go off of is a few of them. I don't know. I know of Kefka, but I never played any of the... I haven't played anything past 3. But I know, like... So, there's only a few antagonists that I can really go off of. And I don't care enough for Chaos from Final Fantasy 1. Fuck Final Fantasy 2. So, Emperor, you can go screw yourself. There's Sephiroth and Kuja from 9. And Kuja's a little too weird for me. He basically turns into a Super Saiyan 4 at the end of the game, but other than that, he's really not all that cool to me. Jecht from 10. Sephiroth is probably the best thus far that I've encountered, but even then, he's kind of weird. The story of 7's really kind of weird. It's called Atlantis. But I do love his music, though. Sephiroth has one of the best theme songs. Jecht, Vayne, and Sephiroth. Oh, his laugh. That laugh, though. I can't wait to get to that stupid part. No, Titus as a character is great. His laugh, though, no. And it's just that scene. It's not like he actually laughs like that. At least I don't think so. Honestly, that whole scene, though, it was only just to bring up Yuna's spirit, I believe. It wasn't... I don't know why they did it, but I think it was just there for him and Yuna to grow together. But I get it. I understand. It's a dumb scene. I'm just trying to explain why it's there, though. Draw a line as a knight. Whatever you say. Before Serdio split, there was a knight named Gerhim. I think he's still alive in Sedora. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of characters from Final Fantasies that I don't know. That's why I'm playing them. And my least favorite protagonist? Sadly, would have to be Zidane. Oh, he's from 12. Okay. I've only played a few hours of 12. Not enough to where I don't know who that is. My least favorite protagonist would probably have to be Zidane from 9, only because he's kind of an annoying womanizer who takes things a little too far. I mean, he was cool at first, but then he decided to try to hit on Dagger every fucking second. And I'm like, dude, just stop. He even literally tried jumping on her. It's like, dude!
It's known as the Wishing Stone. As the name implies, it is believed to fulfill the wish of a person who gets it.
I can't wait to actually get up to 12, though. Like, I tried playing it not that long ago because I own it on the Switch, and its combat is similar to a Final Fantasy XI, which didn't agree with me, especially at the time as well, because that's when I was really getting into 11, and getting out of it, too, is when around the time that that era was coming out. And, I don't know, just something about it didn't agree with me, but we'll see when I actually play it. And it's going to be the Zodiac Age. 12, I'm not going to be playing the original. Hope. Hope from 13 is by far the worst Final Fantasy character in existence. Lightning is not a great antagonist, though, I give you that. I'm going to say this about her. Like, I like Lightning and Dissidia as a fighter. She is not a great character, personally. She's okay. I don't think too many of the Final Fantasy 13 characters are all that great. Then again, I didn't get that far in it, but Hope? Oh god, no, Hope can die. 11 is a weird-based MMO. Like, it wasn't that bad. It's just at the time I was playing a lot of PSO. And by the time I got into it, its combat system did not agree with me. That and all my friends who played it more than me, so they surpassed me, while I was still just, doing stuff in the beginning and barely playing it. So by the time I really wanted to get into it, I would have been by myself. Which I am with some MMOs, like ones that I can solo. And bigger MMOs like those where you have to actually have a party, there was no point in me playing after that, while everyone was much farther in the game than me. But it's not bad. Like, neither is 14, which I haven't played, but 14 I want to give a shot. They like that? Well, I cannot talk about bad about others because it's a part due to me. Indeed it is. But I own 11. I bought it on Steam. So if you guys want to see some of those games, 14, 11, that'll have to happen after I beat some of these games, but it will. Oh, was that the exit? Yes. Whoops. Whoops. All right. Let's focus on this then for a bit. I tend to get more talkative than I should and play less, but I'm trying. Smells like spirits. And they're good ones.
Oh, you're gonna give me a spirit.
I don't know why I changed his voice all of a sudden. Brother, you're generous. Well, I'll have it.
I feel a warm glow through my whole body.
Yes. Oh, I try. I really do try to focus on mixture of both. But I feel like the talking and interaction is more important. Like, the game is important, but if I'm sitting there and just being quiet, and yeah, I'll interact with you guys, but if I'm just sitting there being quiet besides interacting with you guys, then it's boring as shit. But I try. Unless people are actually talking to me, a lot of the times during my streams, I'm try to talk, but there's times where I'm just normally silent, because that's just how I am with games. Like, I don't just play games for myself and then just talk to myself. That's what YouTube was for. And that's one of the downfalls of my YouTube channel, besides editing, is it's hard for me to just talk to myself. So, like, if you watch streams where it's just dead, I'm not talking as much. It's hard. It really is. You're talkative? As you can guess why. There's nothing wrong with being talkative. It's very good. Oops. It's good to have company, because it keeps me talking. Especially if we have similar interests. Anime, games, RPGs, otherwise. That helps too. You like games and anime. Well, so does me and Reaper. Hell.
Hold up. Let me turn off my green screen for a sec. That's not right. Yep, I remember you play. We play PSO. Oh, of course. Yeah, I love anime too. It's Goku and Vegeta turning into Super Saiyan Blue Vegito.
It's one of my favorite hoodies.
And then I can give you a quick tour of my room real quick here. You can see Axel from Kingdom Hearts in the background, sitting next to Vegeta, and a Shenron piggy bank. There's my posters of Inuyasha Dragon Ball Z, a Dark Souls figurine. There you can see some figurines with a sword. Behind that light is a bit more figurines. There's a bit more figurines with my Xbox. There's all my manga below. Fairy Tail, huh? I've actually seen a bit of that. Bleach was amazing for a while, and then it kind of died out. I read Bleach all the way up to the Thousand War Blood arc, and then I kind of stopped. DBZ shirts? Yes, that god-awful live action. That god-awful movie. Where is that hoodie? Or jersey? Wherever that is. But yeah, like, there's my setup, by the way, too. They are? So they're bringing back the last couple arcs? Where did it stop?
I know I finished all the way up to the start of the Thousand War Blood arc. I read up until, for anyone who hasn't read it, spoilers, I read all the way up until Kenpachi got his Bankai and the Elder died, is where I last read. And then I found out that Ichigo is actually a Quincy. Spoilers. Speculations and news. Yeah, I found out that Ichigo is actually a Quincy the whole time, and his mom could have saved her life against the dude that murdered her, but didn't, and yada yada yada. They just keep giving Ichigo everything. That was one thing I hated about it. But there's more. I can't really angle it very well. There it is. Stopped at the end of the Fullbring arc. Did they? Yeah, because I watched all of the Fullbring arc in the anime, and that was the last thing I remember watching. And there's my bookshelf, or my dresser had more figurines on it. Ichigo has plot armor. I mean, what anime character doesn't? And there's my Dragon Ball. There's a Dragon Ball Super shirt. And this is from Super. Hi, Mike. I don't hate the creator at all. I loved Bleach. Shit, Bleach came out when Bleach came out when I started to really get big into anime. I don't have nothing against him. I just think he kind of just made the main character into too much. You know what I mean? That's all it is. I have nothing against it. Hell, Akira Toriyama, who does Dragon Ball Z, made a lot of dumb, stupid mistakes and stupid things that should not have been a thing. But the end of Zamasa's arc should not have. He should have kept Trunks as the victor in that arc. But the moment he took that away from him just to give Goku the win-ish, kinda, pissed me off. Because why? Every time. You think he's better than me? It's okay. Oh. I mean, Irving, my buddy Reaper, knows a lot more about that stuff than I do.
he would know more than me, I'll tell you that. I don't think he hates the creator either, though, but he would know a lot more about it than I would. The only thing I know of Bleach is that it was going on too long and they told him to rush it and they canceled the anime. That's all I know about it. Really? He thinks he's better than Akira when he strictly also stated in one of his volumes, I swore he was giving a lot of love and credit to him because if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, Bleach would not be a thing. But then again, if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, a lot of modern anime would not exist. But I remember being there was a big thing in Shonen Jump where not only him, but every modern animator or anime guy and manga creator was drawing Dragon Ball Z characters in their own style in terms of the anniversary for Dragon Ball. But I can understand if he got a little cocky. But he got told to hurry up his story, and then they decided to cancel it. Which, I get, Bleach went on for far too dang long. And the last arc isn't the greatest, in my opinion, but I want to read it all. I've read all the way up to the 1,000 Word Blood arc, but that's where I stopped. He hates his own creation. You mean Bleach? Or just in general? That's interesting. Oh, no. Bleach is very good. Honestly, if Bleach ended at Aizen, I'd be happy. Because there was 2 points in the series that are the best. The Rescue Rukia arc, and the whole entire arc with Aizen. The fight with Aizen was amazing. The entire build-up with the Ronkars, amazing. But once he passed that and went into Fullbring, where Ichigo, of course, gets his powers back, killed it for me. You know what else bothers me? Is Bleach is basically Yu Yu Hakusho. Bleach is basically just a modern Yu Yu Hakusho. And you can freaking see it, and it shows. And that's what bothers me, because Yu Yu Hakusho is one of my favorite animes of all time from that era. And it still is to this day. And the fact that it's basically just that, just go and watch it. Basically, the steps that they take is the same things that what Yusuke does. The return of the previous Spirit Detective in Yu Yu Hakusho, the return of the previous freaking Soul Reaper, substitute Soul Reaper. You see where I'm going with this? The fight against the Arankars and all of the gate captains and everyone in the human realm, but Ichigo faces Aizen in the spirit world. Same thing with the fight with Shinsui from Yu Yu Hakusho. The fight with him starts off in the human world, and then it goes into the demon world, where Shinsui meets his end. Same thing, same exact thing. Not only that, Aizen has a group of people who will fight for him. Even though all the Arankars kind of hated Aizen, he had a group of ultimately really powerful Arankars. No different than since we had a team of 7 psychics. Same concept. That was my problem with it. That it basically was just Yu Yu Hakusho. Modern Yu Yu Hakusho. You never cared about it? Oh man. That show is so good though. I never seen Hunter x Hunter, though. For any of you guys who've seen Hunter x Hunter, the modern Hunter x Hunter, I don't know about the original Hunter x Hunter. How is that? Would it be worth checking out? You tried to get into it? I can understand. I know people who dislike Yu Yu Hakusho, or I've had friends who never really got into Yu Yu Hakusho. It's just Toonami's anime and Adult Swim's anime was my jam. So Yu Yu Hakusho, Trigun, Bleach, Inuyasha, Dragon Ball. All those were my jam at the time. Yes, it has. Bleach has copied a lot from Yu Yu. Not only that, its arcs are basically the same shit. Okay, nothing around, nothing around, nothing around, nothing around. Okay.
But yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. Oh, it's not really an opinion. Just back up the stairs. Okay. Oh, it's this way. Okay. I also have very bad sense of direction, and I have very bad memory. And I'm not really looking for anywhere specific. I'm just looking around. But no, I'm not trying to hate on Bleach. It's just that's honestly the truth, though, about Bleach, is that it's copied a lot from the creator of Yu Yu. Like, its arcs literally are the same thing. Except for Yu Yu Hakusho's last arc, which is garbage. Yu Yu Hakusho's final arc is bad. Like, even in the manga, it's bad. Oh, Irving? Did you hear about the new the Yu Yu Hakusho OVA? That I don't know if it's out yet, but you know why it's dumb that they're releasing that OVA? Two reasons why. In the manga, they have a scene where they go into the past of Hiei's past, meeting Kurama, fighting that weird dude with the weird, like, four-armed dude. Well, they made an OVA going into the past of Hiei meeting Kurama for the first time in the human world, fighting that demon. And they have, if you've read the rest of the manga, where basically the dude tries to take over and use this big ray gun to destroy Yusuke's high school, they include that too, which is the ending of the manga. So they finally are releasing the official full ending of Yu Yu Hakusho, which the anime never did. And that to me is kind of dumb. Because they could have done that so long ago. But I heard about it, and I want to see it, but I just don't like the fact that they just redid what the manga already had. I keep exiting this. Because honestly, I'd be fine with if they just wanted to do the ending. But the fact that they actually are going into Hiei and Kurama's backstory for no reason, I did it again. You know what? I'm just going to grind. Just going to go walk around and grind. Now, me and this guy, Sapphire, if you're thinking he hates Bleach, we love Bleach. Bleach is a fantastic series. It's just, there's a lot of points that Bleach got lazy on with its arc. Towards the Fullbring arc and the last arcs. Even the filler arcs are kind of bad, but we loved Bleach. We've always loved Bleach. I've read it. I'm sure he's read it. We love Shonen Jump series, or the Shonen series. Dragon Ball, Bleach, Yu Yu, all that. But Bleach has fallen off. And in my opinion, I never really got into One Piece. Like, it was too long, and I never really cared for the pirate aesthetic. So, I may upset a lot of people, and I know my buddy here has dabbled a lot in One Piece, but it just never was my thing. Fuck grinding, then. Never mind. I have the first 21 volumes of the comic. Zanpakuto Rebellion arc. That's interesting. Is that a filler arc? I don't remember that arc at all, and I've watched every filler arc that I can recall. Including the shit that is the Bount arc. The daughter of the house has been waiting for a boyfriend for over 10 years. But I don't own any of the manga, but I've read it all. It was a filler arc? Okay. I figured, because I read the entire thing, except for the last bit, and I don't remember that arc at all. The Vice Commander of the 5th Knighthood, he is my boyfriend. I do not. Some fillers aren't bad. Unless you're watching the Arrancar arc right before Ichigo faces Ukiura, and then they're back in the human world for no reason at all. I hate when they do that. I get it, they need to catch the manga up to, or they need to stop so the manga can, or so the manga can catch up and actually be ahead. But I hated that. Hey man, have anything fun planned for the weekend? Nah, just some streams. If you enjoy my streams, that's about as fun as my weekend is gonna get personally. I personally am just gonna play games. But yeah, how are you, Infamy? Do you have any plans for the weekend, dude? I will check it out. I will check out the Rebellion Zanpakuto arc. I have to get back. I want to rewatch Bleach again. I also want to rewatch Naruto, but oh lord no. I love Naruto so much, but the anime is too damn long. It took me like 2 weeks to binge watch the entirety of Shippuden. No, a little more than that. It took me 2 weeks to binge watch the ending of Shippuden. It took me like 2 months to binge watch the entirety of Shippuden. Tells a good backstory. That's some things good about filler. They do tell a backstory. They expand backstories, but can you really credit them though sometimes? Marissa Road, which leads to the commercial city Loan, is closed. I'm having a hard time getting good stuff. I'm good. I've got nothing planned. Me neither. Just gonna relax. I got tomorrow off. There's no work tomorrow, so I get to relax. Man of the Weapon Shop. Ooh. Ooh. Bastard Sword. Sparkle Arrow. Dart is armed. Increases hit rate, physical attacks. Oh god, I'm getting flashbacks. Believe it. Be back soon. Gonna get some food. Alright, cool. Yeah, I trust me, I can't get away from... And I haven't watched the first half of Naruto in forever. And aka Butter Toast. Now you want to make me watch Ed, Edd n Eddy, thanks. Now I want to watch Ed, Edd n Eddy. I don't think that... Was that an intentional Ed, Edd n Eddy reference? Because thank you. But yeah, like... I haven't watched the first half of Naruto in forever, even in Japanese, just because... Believe it, and in Shippuden, Datebayo, like, Naruto just needs to shut up. But yes, Ed, Edd n Eddy, God, I want to go watch that show now. I don't like when they started making them go to school. I think that's what killed that series for me. I enjoyed it back when it was just them playing pranks, but them being at school was kind of changed. Is it on DVD? I'd imagine so. That show was too good. Didn't, like, the creator die or pass away? But yeah, I believe it would be on DVD. A show that good needs to be on DVD. Hell, SWAT Kats actually just got a DVD release, actually, probably several years back, I think. If any show gets a DVD release besides SWAT Kats, it would be Ed, Edd n Eddy. Now you're gonna go get some toast. Well, go enjoy some toast. God, I missed that show. He was shot by a cop. Wow, I didn't know the details, but god damn it, that's why I hate our freaking... That's terrible. That is fucking terrible. I heard he passed away, but I didn't know he was murdered. That's terrible. I should see. I really should buy that series. I should buy SWAT Kats too. SWAT Kats was like my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon from my childhood, and it still is. Yep, Ed, Edd n Eddy has... Of course it has DVDs. Why wouldn't it, though? Honestly, though. It does. Wow, I'm surprised I've never, like, seen this, ever. I don't think I've ever seen these in store, or, Ed, Edd n Eddy, like, episodes or VHS in store. I don't think... I've never owned a single Ed, Edd n Eddy tape. I've recorded several episodes on VHS. I probably still have them, but I've never bought a single video. Ed, Edd n Eddy Season 1 and 2 cost about $10. Courage the Cowardly Dog Complete Series for $30. Not bad. Too bad I'm not a big fan of Courage. Sorry to say, I never really was a big fan of Courage the Cowardly Dog. It was alright, but there was a lot better cartoons. Oh, he had mental issues and wouldn't listen to the cop. Okay, him not listening to the cop is one thing. Him having mental issues, I can That's sad. That really is sad. So it's kind of not really his fault that he wasn't really listening. He had issues. He needed medication, and I don't really want to say it was his fault. You can't really blame somebody for a mental issue because they can't control themselves. But a cop should not have shot him. He should have taken... See, what cops need to do for disarming people who are literally... He could have been a threat to the cop and himself, yes. But what a cop should have done was disarm the guy. Or, you know, maybe, even if he wasn't armed, maybe bring him to the ground and cuff him. Not murder him outright. I don't know the details, but there's a lot of murders, innocent murders by a cop's hands just because they think they're reaching for a weapon. I've read reports of a dude murdering a cop murdering a dude right in front of his family. And he was literally on the ground. He gave up. He wasn't resisting. He thought he was reaching for a weapon and he shot him outright. It happened in Canada. Holy shit. Like, yeah, I've read too many reports of cops murdering innocent people all because they think they're reaching for a gun. And innocent dogs or pets. And it's just like, you're gonna... Really? Hell, even cops have murdered kids. Young kids. It's just like... That's terrible. That's fucking terrible. Hit rate for attacking all by 20%. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. But yeah, now I gotta buy some Ed, Edd and Eddy. Too bad it's really hard for me to watch DVDs because my TV is facing in a direction that's just no longer comfortable for me to sit at. Because if I want to look at my TV, I literally got to be doing this. I can turn this way, but it's just not comfortable at this point. Back when I was actually, you know, streaming off my TV and using it as a monitor, that'd be fine. But I mean, I could easily just put it in my PS3 and use it on my monitor. I don't have to use my TV at all. I do have a monitor I connect my consoles to, but honestly, I don't like the fact that I would have to turn off the HD, or I would have to turn on the HDCP encryption in order to watch DVDs on my PS3, and it's just a pain in the ass. I can do that on other consoles like my Xbox One and all, but it's just a pain in the butt to just, yeah. So I don't really watch DVDs much anymore. I own several parts of Dragon Ball Super and the entirety of I rebought the entirety of Dragon Ball Z in a different box set because my Orange Bricks box sets of Dragon Ball Z, they're starting to break. They're just getting old. The DVDs are getting old. They're scratched up. You remember I had to rebuy like Season 5. Season 1 was skipping throughout most of the entire Vegeta fight. Season 5 skipped. That was that one season I gave you. A good chunk of my seasons are all fucked up, so I just bought an entire rebox set of Dragon Ball Z, and I have a bunch of Dragon Ball Super, and also the new Super Broly movie, which I haven't even rewatched because it's just not comfortable sitting up watching an entire movie when I can just watch it online. But I own them. But yeah, like I haven't watched the Dragon Ball series box set that I just recently bought. I don't know if it's any better than the Orange Bricks or if it's like a more updated version. I don't know if it's the originals. I don't know if it's Kai. But it says Dragon Ball Z. I'm assuming it's not Kai, but I haven't watched it. Because there was one big issue there was multiple issues about the Orange Brick box sets that they made, that they fucked up on, is its aspect ratio cuts off a lot of parts or cuts off tops and bottoms of the actual episodes. So a lot of parts are cut off. There's even dialogue. I remember a specific scene where Gohan is basically telling Cell, I think, to shut up or something. There's a scene of Gohan talking, but no words are coming out. Which model of the PS3 do I have? The 128 Slim gigabyte model. I think it's like, what, Generation 3, Generation 4, I think? Lavitz, are you safe? Worried because you heard the first night it was annihilated. Yeah, at the time when I got this, it was, I don't remember how old it was, but I was not buying the original. I did not get a PS3 for a long time because the original price for it and its original size was shit. What was it, like 2 gigs or 4 gigs for $600? No. I was a 360 guy. Ask Reaper. Me and him were a 360 guy. It was not for a while that I didn't get a PS3. And even then, the PS3 to me at the time, by the time I got it, it didn't really have much. It was thanks to the PS1 store, though, or the store, though, that I made the PS3 one of it. It's thanks to the PSN store on the PS3 that I play it as much as I have. Because if it was just for the normal games like Demon's Souls and a few other games, the PS3 is still to me the worst PS system to date. But the Slim is my favorite, yes. Because I've seen all of the models. I've seen every single model. In fact, I even owned the fat model, too. I rebought a fat model because I wanted to buy a PS3 to mod. And I actually do have it soft modded. I just couldn't get anything. I couldn't get any of the emulators and ROMs working, though. But I do have a soft modded fat PS3. Second generation, though. It's the, I think, shiny fat PS3 that I have. But it's not the one that... I was originally also getting it to play PS2 games. Because playing old retro games off of actual hardware looks really bad. And I was hoping that it would be a little bit more updated. But the model I bought was the wrong one, not the very, very original. So it barely plays PS3 or PS2 games. But it's not a big deal. If I want to play PS2 games, I still have a PS2. I have an upscaler. It's just not going to look very, very good. You can go and watch an episode of Dragon Ball Z Infinite World. I did a stream of Infinite World on the PS2, and my lord, does it look bad. But, hey, I can at least play PS2. Welcome to the clinic. We can treat 3 kinds of abnormal conditions: poison, fear, and dispiriting. My baby sister is hospitalized upstairs. Here, please be quiet. Nope. The healing light is somewhat mysterious. Because I have... Let's see. I have the Xbox One Slim, I think. Maybe. I don't remember. Mine's the Xbox White, though. I think mine's the Slim. I could be wrong. I went from the original 360, which got stolen. I had a second original white 360, which had 2 red rings of death. My third 360 now is the Slim, which is breaking. It's just slow, but it works perfectly fine, aside from that it's slowness. My first PS3 broke. I overused its DVD capabilities. Reaper can attest to this. All I did was just back-to-back marathon anime, even while at school. That was a mistake on my part, to the point where I broke its DVD functionality. Both DVD functionalities. It could not play games anymore, DVD-wise. So I had to buy a whole new PS3. The good old days. My original Xbox 360 and my original Wii were both stolen because I was a lucky little bitch back then. I got a Wii and a 360 for Christmas. I don't know what made I don't know how I convinced my mom to do that. And at the time, my mom got the original Wii. She even was in line. She had a card. This is why I'm mad that my original Wii was stolen, because it had history with me. She had a card with a number on it. So she got one of the original Wiis back when they were first released and got in line. I don't know how long it was waited for, but I remember her bringing the card to me and saying, here you go, here's your Wii card. Here's your Wii, this is what number we're getting, or whatever. And I've never got a console like straight out of release like that before. I've always gotten it like a few months after or whatever, and then it got stolen by my brother, who was a big drug addict back then, along with my original 360, and along with all my files. And it took us years to get back to what we had. It was a shame. I just came home one day and it was gone. Because back when we were in high school and back when me and my friends were all stoners, all we did was play Wii bowling. Oh man, those are the days. That's all we did. When we came home and found out that both of those were stolen, all of our faces were devastated. Because my favorite game for the 360 to this day is Dead Rising 1. And I wanted to play that so bad. And I come home to a missing console. 2 missing consoles! My mom only found out that he stole it is because she found my controllers in his room. I was so pissed. So pissed. Good thing, though, is my brother's reformed. He's a better guy. He's a lot better guy. He's always been a good guy. It's just he had issues with drugs. But he's a lot better. He doesn't do anything now. He doesn't even smoke anymore. I don't know if he drinks. No, actually, I should not say that. He does not drink. He does not drink at all. He has a reason for that because he went to AA. And drinking was the main drug that got him to where he was. He does not drink. He does not even smoke cigarettes anymore. He's a family man. He's got a kid. He's got a girlfriend. He's found God. My brother and mine and his relationship have improved greatly. Because he was always the rebellion kind of kid. He would always be the kind of brother that you would not want to be around. Just now that's replaced by my other brother. Now my other brother is the brother you don't want to be around. But me and my brother are close only because we share similar interests in games. He's more of the gamer like I am. My oldest 2 brothers aren't really gamers. And plus, they're way older than me. My brother that I'm talking about now is only 4 years older than me. So me and my friends are like close with him. And I understand. I knew he had drug issues and problems. And trust me, I stolen my fair share of money. I've sold my fair share of my stuff for weed. And I get it. And trust me, I've changed my life around for the better. But his reformation was astounding. He had a thing where he had to tell my parents everything for AA, and he came out 100% honest. That's not something I was expecting of him. We even went to play whirly ball. I don't know if anyone's ever played whirly ball. It's basically like bumper cars, but with like a racket, and you grab a wiffle ball, and you basically try to play basketball with it. Well, that was an AA event that he took me and my ex-girlfriend to, as well as his ex-girlfriend. And that was like one of the best days of our life, except for me and my ex got into a big fight over a pool table because I knocked the 8-ball into the pool table, and I was kind of upset. And she assumed I was just a sore loser. I mean, I was just upset because I freaking knocked the 8-ball in, not that I was a sore loser. I just was like, fuck! Yeah, I do kind of get upset a lot very easily, but I wasn't, like, pissed off or a sore loser, and she kind of assumed I was just mad, too pissed off. Me and her got into a lot of fights over stupid shit. That's okay, she was a goody-goody girl anyway. As much as I loved her, she was just too good for me. It's not like me and her would have made it. I'm more of a, I don't give a fuck, I'll smoke. She was more of a, I need A pluses, and my parents will bitch at me if I don't get an A, or I hate all forms of drugs. She almost tried to send me to rehab for weed. She literally gave me an ultimatum. You either go to rehab for weed or we don't date. I said, well, sorry, as much as I love you, I'm not going to rehab. I didn't choose weed over her. However, I know for a fact me going to rehab for that shit would not do a damn thing. Trust me. It's not like I chose that, because I would never choose weed over a girl any day. It's just, I was giving her the honest truth that if you're not going to date me for being me, then even me going to rehab is not going to change a damn thing. We're going to still break up. So then I would just go to rehab for no reason and lose a girlfriend anyway. Sometimes you got to make a choice, honestly. And unfortunately enough, we didn't break off at that point. We were broken off pretty much already. We were in the moment where we were on and off dating, and she was basically giving me the one-night stands, but she was kind of giving me one-night stands. It was like she would come over, she would fuck me, she would leave me, come back, fuck me, she would dump me, she would come back, fuck me, dump me. So she was kind of giving me the one-night stands of a relationship, and it was just like, are you fucking serious? So she played with me more than I deserved. All because, I don't know. Drugs, like, she hated pot and cigarettes so much. It was so dumb, I had to hide my cigarette habit from her. Like, I get it, you don't like cigarettes. But you don't freaking dump a guy over it. You don't sit there and hate him for it. Or weed, for that matter. It's not like it's bad for you. At least I'm not out there killing people and doing heroin. But I plan on quitting cigarettes soon. Hopefully. I actually want to try quitting again. Sir Lavitz, welcome back. Just because I've been smoking for many years, and I want to save, I need to save money, and I need to move out, and I want to better my health. And plus, if I ever do have a family, I don't want my kids growing up the way I did, with smoke, and, you know, secondhand smoke. Not that it really affected me, and not that it got me into smoking to begin with, I just don't want them growing up with that lifestyle. If I ever have kids. And I say that because I'm 30. I mean, I know I'm still young, but my oldest brother has no kid, and he's 40. So you never know. None of my brothers were ever married. Well, one of my brothers was married, but he got divorced. That's a family matter. There's no reason for you guys to know. But both my brothers who have kids now, they're not married. And even my oldest brother is single. He hasn't dated in God knows how long, for all I know. So, like, there's a chance I may not ever get married. Right now, I'm not looking for a relationship as much as I wouldn't mind one. It's just I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to move out. I have a car now, which actually is a big plus now. That may help me a lot in the relationship world. Which before, at the time when I was dating, I had no job, no car, nothing. So at least now I am a lot better off. But I want to be on my own. With a small-ass room and still living with my parents, that limits me a lot. And I know some girls don't mind, but it still limits me a lot. It's not like I can be like, oh, I live with my parents, and I guarantee you a girl's going to stop talking to me. But hell, I wouldn't mind meeting a woman online either. A lot of my relationships, in fact, were. But I try to avoid that shit, because I've had a lot of problems with online women. They're all fucking slutty bitches who just want your money. Fucking... I just have no luck finding people on dating sites and shit. I've tried. I'm very shy, too, so that's why it's hard for me to find women in real life, personal life. Like, I got lucky with the girls I've dated. Good old PS3. What about it?
What about it?
Yeah, my Slim is going strong. The Slim model, the 128 gig model, are they all prone to... Are all PS3s prone to the yellow light, or is there specific models that have that? Because even though I've had the PS3 for a while, both my models, I've never had an issue with the yellow light of death. But I've had 2 red rings of death. And I'm not kidding you. I don't know how I fixed the original red ring of death for a few months. All I did was not play my Xbox for several months. And then I turned it on and it went away, but then it came back. So then I took that Xbox out to the back and threw it away. I wanted to break it. My mom was like, no, no. I'm like, oh, but I wanted to smash it into pieces. I took my hard drive out of it, though. It's not like I just threw that with it. You can ask Reaper on that one. He helped me crack that freaking thing out. Because I was afraid that I would break it, because, like, whenever I'm trying to open something and it's really tough, I end up forcing, like, my strength. I'm not very strong, but my strength, like, I'll end up accidentally cracking it if I wasn't. I'm not careful, is my point. But I remember my buddy here, Reaper, helped me crack open the original hard drive for my Xbox to put it into my new one. Because I was too afraid to crack it open, because I'm not good with hiding my strength. I'm not good at suppressing my power. Like, my power! No. I would have cracked that thing in half. Not that I'm that strong, it's just I'm not good at holding back. It happens after a few years? What, the yellow light of death? Or the red ring fix? Or the red ring of death? I mean, I've only had one Xbox that had that, because the original Xbox got stolen. I don't know if the current Xbox that I have doesn't actually have the potential of getting a red ring, from what I've heard. but it could still break. It's just, yeah, but whatever. It's fine. I don't really play Xbox anymore. Yellow light? Oh, well, I've never had that issue. My PS3 broke because of DVD issue. And I don't play my PS3 often to even get that. You would have to play it for so long. You know how long you know how much Xbox we played? We played so much. And even to this day, my Xbox has received so much love. While I don't play it as often, it still has probably the most hours that I've ever put into anything besides maybe the 3DS. Must be happy to hear that from under the... whatever. Well, Sir Lavis, welcome back from the hell of total destruction of the knighthood. Your PS3 at times shuts down. It's better than mine. My PS3 at times turns on. I'll hear my PS3 turning on randomly. All I'll hear is beep 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 beep, and then you'll hear the disc tray, and then you'll hear beep 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 beep, and it'll turn off. My PS3 literally turns on randomly. And it's been like that for many years. Is that an issue that happens? Because mine does that for no reason now. Because you'll hear beep 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 beep, and then you'll hear the beep beep beep. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it while I stream. I'm sure it's probably gone off during a stream before. But if you ever hear a beep, 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 that's my PS3. It's so weird. Three hours, huh? Oh, 5 viewers. Nice. Welcome, everybody. I think in a little bit, I'm probably going to move on to Final Fantasy. The hours of Xbox we played. Oh, God, so do I. So do I. I still think to this day, I think Left 4 Dead might be the most we've ever put into any of the games. While I did do a lot of Dead Rising, I think Left 4 Dead is the one that we sunk easily the most hours in. We nearly I think we almost, maybe besides the PvP-related trophies or achievements, I think we almost platinumed or 100%ed the trophies in Left 4 Dead 1. I know we beat all the campaigns on Expert. We came close to getting most of the trophies. We got all the major zombie killing trophies, all the special infected trophies. We got all the campaign on every difficulty trophies, and whatever else easy trophies. Yeah, mine was Dead Rising. You guys did a lot more Borderlands than I did, but I did put several hours into Borderlands 1 and 2. Enough to beat them a couple of times. But not enough to platinum or trophy them. But I trophied 100. I 100%ed trophy Dead Rising 1 though. 14 fucking straight hours. No saving. No turning off. Fun fact. 5 and 7 Day Survivor is on YouTube. Yes, that means I edited down 5 videos. 14 hours worth of footage. In 5 videos. You know how long that took me to edit? 2 days. 2 fucking days. You know what the big problem was? I had to edit it twice. Each episode had to be edited at least twice. Because my original editor, those videos were so heavily cut down that my editor could not render it. I had to take it into a different editor and re-render it again. In an editor that I am not comfortable with. Fucking 14 hours. 5 episodes. Yes, I did that on YouTube. If anyone wants to go check out 5 and 7 Day Survivor, I'm going to do it again, believe it or not. For anyone who cares, I plan on doing that on the PS4. Dead Rising 1's 5 and 7 Day Survivor. I plan on doing that for a stream. I need a good long weekend to where I can stream for 14 hours straight. I don't know how I recorded it. All I did was, basically, seeing as recording it is a bit different than streaming it, I was able to leave my console on, and I was able to relax and then I was able to just edit down the parts that I don't need in there, like all the wait times. But when I was ready to go to bed, all I had to do was pause it and just go to bed. I can do that during a stream, yes, but that would mean I would have to end stream and pause it and then re-stream it again. So that's what I'm probably going to do, is I'm probably going to do maybe a few hours, you know, several hours, and then, you know, hopefully get to a few days. When I have to go off, I'm going to leave my console on, and I'm going to go and sleep, wake up, stream the rest of it. But it's going to have to be a long weekend, at least 4 days worth, 4 days off or so, in order for me to fully complete that. Because there's a possibility I could easily die. The big issue is, I know how to do it very easily. It involves the rooftop outside, and it involves you just sitting up there with a bunch of food in your pocket and 3 books. 3 books that maximizes the amount of food, the health that you gain from food. Without that, you're not going to survive. Only because there's limited food in the mall, even with all the people you can kill. So then you're going to see me wait up there for my health to drain down to the very last bar. And I'm going to eat all the food one at a time until I am out, or close to out, at least until I have about 3 items of food left, because I don't want to eat them all. And then I go around and start killing people. I'm not gonna lie, Zero's Buster, though, worth it. I would not do it if Dead Rising didn't give out achievements for or didn't give out bonuses for their achievements. Worth everything. What wasn't worth it? Arthur's underwear. That was for 7 days, by the way. 5 days, you get Zero's Saber. Oh my god, and Brock appears as one of the psychopaths. You know what I did? I one-shot Mega Man Bustered him and then teabagged him. That motherfucker deserved every fucking thing that he got. Fuck you, Brock. And fuck you, Irving, for disemboweling him. Fuck the Wii version. I'm sorry. The reason I get so pissed about that to this day is that Brock is not a fight that I'm good at. And watching my buddy here beat him first try by disemboweling him pissed me off. But yes, when I saw him in 5-day survivor mode, I shot him with the Mega Buster, one-shotted him, and I started teabagging him. I needed that. I fucking needed that. But yeah, watching you disembowel him was great. But the thought of it, just the thought of it. The Wii version, by the way, is terrible. They cut off too much parts of the mall. I get it. It's the Wii. But not only that, they changed up the game a lot by adding in certain like survivor zombies, like Kent, the cameraman, is a zombie. The cop lady becomes a zombie. It's cool, but I don't like the changes that the game added. And I get it. Capcom wanted it to be a bit more survival-ish, kind of. I guess it's already survival, but they added it to where bullets drop. They made it more, I guess, Resident Evil-ish, I guess, in that regard. But I didn't like it. It just wasn't what Dead Rising is. So that's the reason why the Wii version for me was bad. It wasn't Dead Rising. They made it kind of more survival-ish. And Dead Rising is already survival, but that just wasn't good, the way they changed it. That was my biggest downfall of it. And the missions kind of changed. There was locations of survivors that were changed. Hope I got as much as I could there.
I am the head of the first knighthood, Lavitz Slambert. I am back from the field.
Now my voice has changed again. Why do I sound, whatever this accent is? That sounds more like the Viking accent that Team Rocket was using in Pokemon the first movie. Wii 1 was worked on by the people who made Resident Evil 4. I mean, that game's not bad at all. I just don't like what they did with the changes, that's all. It would have been better if it was the same game. They could have cut off half the mall. That'd have been fine. But if it was the same game overall, same everything, it would have been a fine port. However, Wii is also not a great console. Oh, Lavitz. I was feeling uneasy because I heard you were missing. Oh, please make yourself comfortable, everyone. Your Majesty, it's more than I deserve. I don't know why I gave him this voice now. I forgot his old voice, and I just did it not that long ago. Ah. It was true, His Majesty was so dismayed that he couldn't see to his affairs of the state. Oh, Noyish. Please don't tease me. Lavitz is a friend from my childhood as well as a master of martial arts. Anyway, where have you been? A master of martial arts uses a sword. Is using a sword count as a martial art? I mean, Kenichi, the mightiest disciple, may have words with me on that one. Because there's a weapons master in that show, but I don't consider using a weapon part of martial arts, but that's just me. It is a martial art. There is martial arts involved with weaponry, but to me, using a weapon defeats the purpose. Martial arts is fisticuffs and kicks and technique, not weaponry, but that's just me. That doesn't mean it's true. That's just how I feel about martial arts. But I don't know nothing about martial arts, so don't quote me on that. Was wiped out, after my first knighthood was wiped out, I was captured by Sandora and held against my will in Helena prison. What was in Helena? Hell. However, thanks to the act of this young man, I managed to break out. Let me introduce these people. To you, Darts and Shauna. They are from Celis. I thank you for saving Lavitz. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. In gratitude for this, tell me if you need anything. Do you guys care about my voicing? Do you enjoy that I do different voices? I forget my voices and I tend to just stop caring. Like, I still will do the dialogue. It's just, do you like the voices? Do you want me to, like, write down what voices I do and see if I can remember them? It's gonna be like a vague description though, but I can try. I'm just bad at remembering, but I find it very entertaining. Personally, for me. I have a favor to ask. Is it possible to take care of Shauna in this castle? What? It seems Imperial Sandora has attacked Celis to take Shauna away so they could go after to take Shauna away so they can go after Shauna anytime. And when I think of it... Is that the reason you brought me here? I can walk next to Dart. I've been working towards that. There's nothing we can do about the time we were apart, but I want to be with you forever. You don't mind? Cool. Cool. Unfortunately, you can't leave her here. Imperial Sandora obtained the forces called the Dragon and went on the offensive. We are holding the battle line in Hoax, but if the Dragon can fly at low altitudes and directly attack the castle, we cannot defend it even with the high ramparts. Oh man, a low-flying altitude dragon. Shit. There's no place safe in Serdio now. Oh man. Dragons that could fly at low altitudes. I don't know how to deal with that. What am I, Corona now? That just reminded me of Corona from Soul Eater. I don't know how to deal with that. Besides, do you know how she feels about you? Don't you? I just don't know how to deal with that. That's one thing about that anime I hated. Was her. Him, rather. It's actually a guy. I don't know how to deal with that. As a show that ended badly to me. Soul Eater's a great series, but it ended very bad. I didn't like it. Same with Death Note. Going back on anime tangents. Death Note and Soul Eater. Very good concepts. Ends badly. Not gonna lie, so does Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball Z has too much place in my heart. Still not gonna lie, though. Dragon Ball's ending is garbage. Dragon Ball Z's ending is garbage. Dragon Ball's ending is perfect. Dragon Ball GT is perfect. Its ending is perfect. Dragon Ball GT's ending is phenomenal. Probably the best ending for any of the Dragon Ball series, and that's all filler. True ending of Death Eater is in the comics. I have not read the manga for it. I figured, same with the true ending of Yu Yu Hakusho. I hate the actual ending of Yu Yu Hakusho, though. The anime's ending was far better. But Soul Eater's ending, though, from the anime... I don't mind that their final battle with the main big bad, but the girl becoming a Death Scythe, I get it. Her father was a Death Scythe, but it's just another one of those plot things. It's like, oh, let's make Ichigo part Soul Reaper, part human, and part Quincy. That's a big thing I have with that kind of thing. I get it. Goku is literally every fucking amalgamation of everything. A god, a Super Saiyan, a freaking whatever. But it's Dragon Ball Z. I'm too much... Dragon Ball Z is... I'm not biased, but Dragon Ball Z has been my childhood. And I kind of let that slide a little bit. I still don't like that Goku has to get a win, though, for every fucking thing. Not that he does in Super. Goku actually did not get a lot of wins in Super. Because I know he stole the win from Trunks with the Zamasu arc, but technically Goku wasn't the one who won. It was the freaking Omni King that finished him off. Goku's the one that called him, yes. I don't think Goku's had actually, believe it or not, I don't think Goku's had an official win in Super yet. I could be wrong. Aside Frieza. But was that really a win, though? It wasn't. It was Goku's fault that Frieza even blew up the planet to begin with, resorting to Whis to rewind time. It was Goku's fault to begin with. If it wasn't for that, Vegeta would have easily plowed Frieza away. But of course, they did that to give Goku the win. But is that really a win, though? He still didn't beat Zamasu. He didn't kill Jiren. He didn't actually beat Jiren on his own. It was him and Frieza in 17 that actually beat Jiren. If it wasn't for Frieza in 17, Goku would have lost outright. Don't mind as long as I can be with you, Dart. And don't spoil me on the new arc at Super. I will be reading that eventually. I guarantee you Goku's going to win, though, but... Hell, even against Beerus, Goku lost. Well, I take back the request, but one more thing. I would like to ask a question. To Minister Noish. I mean, yeah, I guess Goku and Vegeta did beat Broly, but that was a fusion. They both beat Broly. Hell, man, the fight with Vegeta versus Broly before Broly started transforming, Vegeta was whomping Broly, and I was loving every fucking second of that. Because that basically just gives me that niche where it's like Vegeta was getting his ass kicked against Broly in his movie. Well, finally, Vegeta's getting his fucking victory. And it was beautiful. Because I know in Broly's movie, Vegeta was kind of a little bitch. But seeing Vegeta actually plowing away one of the strongest Saiyans was amazing. Made my fucking day. Because sadly, even to this day, as much as a great character as Vegeta has become, they still shaft him to this fucking day. And it's fucking bullshit. Like, I'm just tired of... Vegeta's one of the best characters. And he gets shafted. I know he's second filler to Goku, but he's not even that much weaker than Goku. And he still just cannot... Like, he's got a lot of victories in the Tournament Power arc, but he just cannot for the life of him get... Akira will not let him have a win. For the life of me. He did his best against Jiren, and that's what... It literally made me tear. Like, I don't think I've ever cared for a character as much. Like, he's had so much fucking growth. That Goku, to me, now is just nothing. He's not really a character. He has not grown at all since Dragon Ball. The amount of growth that Vegeta has had, and even now, is astounding. And it made me tear up during his fight with Jiren. And that's why, even to this day, I cry during Vegeta's death in the Buu arc. And yes, he deserved all the crap that he did. But the fact that he basically repented all of his bullshit with the Majin arc to blow himself up is amazing. It's one of the most powerful scenes in the entire series. And it actually cemented him as my favorite character for that reason. And yes, he's an asshole. Vegeta's an asshole. Oh, yeah. But he has great development. He has the most development, in fact. Even now. As a father, especially. He actually cares about his kids. Goku cares about Gohan and Goten. But when it comes to their personal lives, Goku doesn't give a fucking flying fuck. Vegeta may seem like a hard ass, but he really does fucking care. Like, he took Trunks at the beginning of Super. He actually kept his promise and took Trunks to the park. He actually wanted to be home with Bulma when she was pregnant. He was literally telling Goku straight up, fuck you, I'm staying home with my wife. Goku went off and died when Goten was conceived. Yes, I get it, he wanted to fight Cell. But did he once care about his wife in that regard? No. At the time, Vegeta didn't give a shit about Bulma much. But now in Super, Like, all he thought of during the entire Tournament of Power arc was not only his apprenticeship with Kaba, but his love for Bulma and his child. And ever since Bulma was born, he did nothing but spoil her. He became a phenomenal father. But yes, he's an asshole. But a great asshole. But he's done nothing but great for his family. Goku, to this day, has done nothing for his kids. I'm sorry to go on this tangent. Monsters attacked Neat 18 years ago. And it's not because I love Vegeta as a character. This is the honest goddamn truth. That Goku is a bad, bad, bad character. He's actually much more of an asshole to me, in my opinion, than Vegeta. Vegeta's an asshole because he was always a prince. He was a spoiled little kid. And Saiyans as people don't really give a shit about family. It's very expressed with Bardock. It's very expressed with Goku, and heavily expressed with Vegeta. But as a character, Vegeta's grown to care more about his family and changed his lifestyle. They only married or had kids because they wanted to continue their family lineage. But no, I'm speaking the honest goddamn truth that Goku, honestly, as a man, he's an asshole. He's worse than Vegeta in terms of that regard. Vegeta's an asshole because he's an asshole. But he still cares. Hell, Piccolo's a better father than Goku will ever be. He's Gohan's true father. Because he took care of him more. He is a dumb asshole. Goku, yes he is. Oh, God. I mean, Vegeta can be dumb too, but Vegeta's very, 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 very intelligent. When it comes to real life. Goku's intelligence is like Naruto's, in battle only. But in personal, no. They're fucking idiots. Vegeta's a genius in battle, but also a genius in real life, or in his personal life. There's the difference between the two. Goku's just dumb. And I love Goku, but god damn it. The fact that he literally states to Trunks that he's never kissed Chi-Chi pissed me off. Because how the f do you have Gohan and Goten? I want to know what his thought process was when they were having sex. Chi-Chi, my thingy is going into a thingy. This feels weird. What's this thingy down here? It's a hole. It goes to nowhere, though. Why do you want me to stick this inside of you? What's this white cream that's coming out of me? That's a quote! The only thing I know is that Black Monster is called the Devil disobeyed the Great Existence. It's also known for devouring the gods. That's a quote. That's gotta be a quote. What's this white cream coming out of me? Devouring the god. Yes, and surprisingly, it shows up in history beginning 11,000 years. 11,000 years ago is the time the Dragon campaign ended. You're exactly right, Your Majesty. Instead, I will tell you the story of the Dragon campaign. Oh god, exposition.
As if they were gods, Winglies ruled over all living
Right.
creatures and used them as
I read
slaves.
about this.
The enslaved suffered a terrible domination and injustice. Their anger turned to a flame of fury. Then a gust of wind blew throughout the lands, spreading the flame to a blazing fire. The wind was Emperor Diaz. 7 incarnations of dragons served the Emperor. Their bravery inspired people to take up arms. Thus began the Dragon campaign. It was a harsh war. Both people and Winglies suffered countless injuries and fatalities. After a long period of suffering, it was the humans who acquired the future. The Age of Humans had begun.
The Age of Dark. I played too much Dark Souls. I actually read that in the manual. The PS3 manual. It explained the backstory. So I knew about the enslavement of humankind, or somewhat behind the Winglies, or something like that. But yes, I read something about that backstory. The Black Monster appeared after the Dragon campaign. I don't remember any of this, though. Excuse me, sir. It's time for the war meeting. I see. Tell them we will come soon. Dart, Shauna, this war would be particularly harsh for those who no longer have a home to return to. The castle is very quiet now. It is best placed to think about your future. But this is the first time in a castle. Well, there is a place with a great view next to this room. Go enjoy yourself. Have you ever played Dante's Inferno? Yes, I have. I have it, I think, for the 360 still? Phenomenal game. I'm a big fan of Devil May Cry and stuff like that. So Dante's Inferno and stuff like God of War. While I have only dabbled a bit in the first of God of War, those games... So expect some future GOD. GOD? Expect some future GOW. I had it on the PSP as well, but it's the same game. I actually beat it on the 360, though. So expect some GOW. I don't think I've ever called God of War that, which is also the letters for Gears of War. But expect some God of War, Dante's Inferno, the entire DMC franchise. They're very similar. In fact, they're actually all based off the same damn thing. I don't know about God of War, but DMC and Dante's Inferno, it's the same. It's the actual story. Daddy of War. Oh, you played the new one, have you? Don't worry, I'll be playing the new one, but it won't be until I get to it. I'm going to be playing all of them eventually. I actually think I downloaded some of them on the PS4. Daddy of War. I hear so many good things about the new one. Have you've played it, I assume? But yeah, I love those games. Those games are so good. You got it? Ah, cool. Cool. Please excuse me too. I hear from Lanny, who does Vegeta's voice in TFS, that he got better at Dark Souls because of God of War's the God of War combat and parry system. So, like, if that's similar to that system, kind of, I'm not gonna say it's similar to Dark Souls, but if the combat is enough to where he got better at another game that I love, then that combat is gonna be my jam. Because I love combo. I'm not great at combo games, so like in DMC and stuff like that, expect a lot of spamming, but I love that kind of stuff. I'm just not great at remembering combos. There's too many combos. I'm not good at the memory. So expect a lot of spamming. I mean, I'll know some combos, but I just can't memorize them all. I have very bad memory. So I spam a lot. And I don't really care. I get through the game. That's what matters. And I don't care enough to beat the games on the hardest difficulty. Hell, I almost beat DMC 1 on Dante Must Die. On the harder difficulty, you get to parry. Ah, okay. No, that's just what I've heard. And if that's the case, parrying in Dark Souls is one of my favorite things, even though I'm not the greatest at it. But Dark Souls 1 parrying, I became a god. Hell, I parried Gwyn to death on my Dark Souls 1 live stream. Hell, even then, I remember farming the final boss with other summons, and I think a dude, I forgot what his name was, but it was Dragon Ball related, and I just had a hell of a time fucking him up with two actual human players, and one of them was Dragon Ball related, and it was so fucking hilarious. But I remember my stream on fighting Gwyn, my first time fighting Gwyn in many years, and I fucking parried him to death. And that was my first time parrying a final boss. My first time parrying a boss, mind you. It was so good. Oh, even better. I mean, the Dark DMC has RPG elements. You get currency and you buy upgrades and shit. It kind of has RPG elements. It's still an action game through and through, but that's cool. Even Dante's Inferno has that, where you basically get your currency and you buy upgrades. So in regards, it's the same as like Batman and Spider-Man in terms of like upgrading your stuff and shit. So yeah, I love that kind of stuff. Is over the mountains. Besides, we cannot see it far anyways because we are so far. I hope everybody is safe. Why do I sound like a guy? I'm sure they're okay. You craft your armor. Oh, crafting system. I mean, DMC doesn't have that, but okay, cool. Dark Souls 1 had a lot of crafting. Kinda. You basically take boss souls and make armor and weapons out of them. But you need to level up a specific gear to make them. So like, that's the closest to crafting. Why do I always go back to Dark Souls? I'm sorry, that's like one of my favorite franchises. I can't help it. According to the brief by my aide, most people in the village are safe. Really, I'm relieved to hear that. But don't worry, I'll be playing God of War. I dabbled quite a bit in the first one for the PSP. I just never really had the time to really play a lot more of it. I was just doing other things. But this is why I'm playing whatever I want to play now, and as much as I want to do, because if I was doing several games in each game once a week, trust me, I would never get through them. I would still be on Final Fantasy 1. I would still be on Phantasy Star 1. I would still probably be on Dark Souls 1 or 2, well, 3. Because Dark Souls 1 and 3 I was doing at the same time, and then I finished both of those off. I've started Demon Souls and Bloodborne, which I got to get back to. I do want to do a community run, but I also want to do a solo Bloodborne run. And then after that, I'm doing Dark Souls 2. And then after that, Dark Souls is finished for now. But it will take my time to rebuild. Still good. DMC5 going on the newest title for a franchise. DMC5 is really, really, really good. It's probably my second favorite Devil May Cry game. My first is still DMC3. But DMC5 is... I mean, come on, Dante freaking has a hat and freaking goes Michael Jackson. That made my fucking day. I've heard that from several different sources. Honestly, I doubt it. Because I'm not sure... The reason why Demon Souls and Bloodborne are PlayStation only is because of Sony. They have the rights to that. Unless they lose that, Demon Souls will never get a remake. And yes, it can easily get a PS4 remake, but there's a reason why Bloodborne hasn't had a sequel either. Is because FromSoft does not have the right to make it. Well, they could, but it's Sony that actually owns that property. Which is why we'll never see a Bloodborne outside of the PS4. Nor Demon Souls, for that matter. But if Demon Souls gets a remake, please, please, that game needs it. So bad. Its online capability is dead. And while that game is great and probably one of the best games in the series, it is old and it is not... And I already stated that you can't really claim a game that's more modern hasn't aged well, but Demon Souls was the start for the PS3 era, and from a 2009 game, it really has not aged well. Says the guy who really says that modern games like that you can't say that, but Demon Souls really, really hasn't. Still, though, I don't think games like on the PS3 and Xbox can really be stated as it hasn't aged well to me, though, but Demon Souls really hasn't, honestly. Attackers, they are planning to use the dragon for the offensive on Hoax. A dragon? If they release that monster, battle. The worst part about Demon Souls is its ladder climbing. Its ladder climbing is so bad. That game needs a definite remake. Or a remaster. It doesn't even need a remake, it needs a remaster. And I know you probably are saying a remake as a remaster, or you probably think of them as the same thing, and I know that's how you talk, but there is big difference between the two, and I'm not going to really go into it, but, it's just me. I like to be technical, but yeah, I understand what you mean. But yes, it needs a remaster badly. Because none of the games got a remake. Dark Souls 1 got a remaster. I know there's a big difference, honestly, but, I understand what you mean. The only games that are truly remasters are Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. Let's see. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories got a remaster. Crash Bandicoot got a remaster. Spyro got a remaster. Basically, it's games that change up the graphic quality and add new content. And even then, Crash didn't really add much new, but there is DLC for new levels. But its graphic overhaul is changed. Games like, say, for instance, Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask on the 3DS, those weren't remakes. They're remasters. I don't really consider them a remake because it's the same game. Same game with a graphic overhaul. Usually remakes, they get a change in graphics as well as change in game. Think about it for a second, like Final Fantasy VII. That's a remake. Why? Because they are not only changing its graphic capabilities, but they are literally making it into a completely different game. While it may have the same basis as the original, it's not going to hold true to anything. So if you look at, say, Final Fantasy IX and Final Fantasy VIII, they're the same game, but they are just updated visually. It's the same game, no added content. That's what a remake and a remaster are. That's the difference. Like when they say a game like, I don't know, Borderlands HD, the re-release of Borderlands is a remaster. Anything with like Devil May Cry HD, it's not a remake. It's the same game, just put onto the next gen. Metal Gear Solid HD, same thing. They didn't change anything to it. But 7's getting a remake for no reason. Pokemon Heart Gold Soul Silver, that's a remake. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, that's a remake. Not only was it the same game, though, but they changed it a lot to make it modern. They added in too much content that changed up the game in entirety. So Heart Gold is nowhere near the same as Soul Silver. While it has the same plot, the same bosses, and same Pokemon, there's a lot of new content. And new additions, like the Pokemon Following You thing. Omega Ruby had the freaking flute, and the new post-game content with Dark Deoxys. That is completely different. So, stuff like that. So, like Dark Souls is remaster. It's the same thing. There may be some bonfire changes. Other than that, it had no changes. So, I'm just stating a fact that that's the biggest difference. But yes, Demon Souls remaster would be phenomenal. Even if they decided to remake it, fine. That'd be fine. Give it DLC too. Hell, Demon Souls, I'm surprised Demon Souls never got a DLC. To be honest, for all I know, they could have originally planned a DLC. Demon Souls does have a broken archstone that might have been a plan for something, but they, knowing Sony, they probably rushed FromSoft, as well as Atlas. Sony might have rushed both FromSoft and Atlas, because Atlas is actually the... what did Atlas do? It was Sony that published, but Atlas also worked on Demon Souls. They could have rushed both FromSoft and Atlas to push Demon Souls out. Unless Atlas was also part of the publishing, but I don't know. I'm not good with that. I know Sony owns the IP, and they published it. So if any games that get rushed like that, it's the publisher, and that's why games like that suffered. I mean, look at... Not saying it's bad, but look what happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. They spent all this time on it, but they pushed it early. And they also tried to give a lot of fan service in the game. And it was just heavily rushed. And the ending was heavily rushed. It wasn't even hard. Not that any of the Kingdom Hearts boss fights were terribly hard, but there are really hard Kingdom Hearts fights. Let's see. There's Roxas. There's the true fight against Xehanort Terra. There's the Lingering Will fight. And then there's the Julius fight from Dream Drop Distance. Those are like the hardest Kingdom Hearts boss battles ever. But then there's other fights that they just... In Kingdom Hearts 3, the true hidden boss of Kingdom Hearts 3 was only one boss, and he was pathetic. Like, yes, I'm sure I can get my ass kicked by him without the ultimate weapon, but, I'm just not good at, strategizing combat in Kingdom Hearts. But that boss was pathetic. Nothing like Sephiroth, nothing like the Ice Titan, nothing like any of the hidden bosses that are even harder than them, such as Lingering Will, or any of the other optional hidden bosses. Same thing with Xehanort from the first game. Or, whatever, Xemnas from the first game. They're all harder bosses. Gotta go. Take care, man. Look at this. Take care, dude. Thank you for joining. I'm probably gonna get on some Final Fantasy 3. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I'm starting to get a little tired, but I may get on some of that. I almost lost my hometown again. Lavitz, I am going to hoax with you. I don't want to see any more senseless bloodshed. Sorry, I know I talk a lot, and a lot of my gameplay tends to suffer. I apologize. What about the Black Monster? We have to end the war first. I could have easily been progressing more, but I tend to go on and on and on and talk. But that's a big part of Twitch, isn't it not? Makes him his mind, he never changes it. For anyone who also, I hope, you barely could probably see it, but I hope no one really cares that every now and then you may see my mic in view. I got a mic arm. I upgraded. I'm trying to get my mic away from my computer, and it's definitely improved my quality, because I've been trying to test to get my volume heard, because with my stream of Phantasy Star 2's and a Phantasy Star 2, I realized that you can barely hear the damn game at all. I didn't realize that the volume was that low, and it shouldn't be. It's probably around where it is now. I hope I didn't make it too loud for you guys. But I have a mic arm now, and the static that's been picking up, and I'm sure you could still hear, I'm sure scares people away and pushes people out. Especially a lot of the people who join in and just don't talk. I'm sure that it scares them. So I'm trying to fix that at all costs. You guys. So yeah, I got a mic arm. While you could still pick up static because it is a condenser microphone. But eventually, I think tomorrow, hopefully if it comes in, I'm going to get a shock mount too. I didn't buy it at the same time. I should have bought it together, but I didn't. I'm always bad with Amazon. I always buy things separately for some reason. And then I realized, oh wait, there's something else I want. So I bought this mic arm, and then I'm like, wait, I should get a shock mount. And it was already too late. So I bought it. I bought that yesterday too. So I'm waiting for that to come in. That should come in tomorrow. The shock mount is going to try to alleviate a lot of movement. So stuff like a lot of that should be diminished. Anything that involves sound bouncing from other things, or if my mic moves at all, shock mount is gonna take away a lot of the vibrations. There's no way I can diminish any of that though, because my computer's humming. I can't take that away without blocking my computer's fan, and even then it's probably not going to be perfect. There's no way I can prevent that though, without making my mic somewhere else. And there's no way I can take my mic that far away. I don't even know how anyone can stream with a microphone and not pick up any static. I just don't really know how. Like, they must have better mics, but I have my Blue Yeti. It's a perfect microphone for newbies, but it's also a very good microphone in general. Until in the future that I get a more professional microphone, or a better professional microphone, I should say, there's going to be a lot of static. It is a condenser microphone. Same thing with the original microphone that I bought was also a condenser mic. But I actually, believe it or not, I sold that mic back. I actually, believe it or not, the one episode I recorded with it actually sounded very good. I kind of regret it now, but I preferred the Snowball over it. The mic that I had at the time was very bulky and its bass was bad. But that had a shock mount. Then let's go to Bale now. There are item shops, weapon shops in my home. Please meet my mother. Please meet my mother! She will be happy because she hasn't had company in a while. Come inside me, sirs. That sounds dirty. Dirty. Lil B ASMR. Hello, everybody. How goes your day today? You ready for some ASMR? While I prepare to save and eventually move on to Final Fantasy III. I have a very perfect voice for ASMR because my voice, my natural voice, this is my natural voice. My voice here is not my actual voice. It's weird. It's a lighter tone. The reason why I don't use this voice more often is because it hurts. But this is how actually my actual voice is. It's weird. Because I can talk like this on the daily, it hurts. It's weird. My ASMR voice. How goes it, everyone? My voice is naturally deep. But yeah, no, that's actually how my actual voice is. It's just I can't use it all that often. And you hear it come out every now and then. It just hurts my throat to talk like this a lot. But I normally have a very, very low, deep voice. So I tend not to use it. and I go for my secondary. I know it doesn't make sense, because I'm sure nobody ever, like, says that before, but that's actually how my voice actually is. I want to drop by my home. Oh, you told me you wanted to see your mother, Lavitz. Shauna, I would love to see Lavitz's mother. Besides, I might get a chance to see Lavitz becoming mothered. Why do you want to see another guy get mothered? I will not be mothered. I am a knight of Bazil, and we are at war. Well, let's go, anyway. Yes. See, there's my voice coming out. I think I need to go home. Aww, little. Can we go to Hoax later? What do these colors represent? Oh. Yellow? Is that the inn? Ugh, 4 hours of this. Well, I did some decent progression. Honestly, it was a bit slow, and I'm gonna try not to be that slow in the upcoming future of these, because Legend of Dragoon is amazing. And I honestly hope I didn't scare away, the new girl. I know she went to go eat, toast, but unless you're here actually just, you know, lurking, but I hope me constantly talking and not as playing as much hasn't scared you guys away. I know I had 5 viewers for a while and then it went down, but I've been talkative more. I think that's a big plus for you guys, am I right? I know some people are liking that a lot more. Alright guys, do you want to see some Final Fantasy 3? I'll be jumping on that here shortly. Give me a few moments while I stretch, walk around, and then I'll set up stream, alright? So if anyone wants to see Final Fantasy 3, feel free to stick around. Go ahead and watch some previous streams until I start. And if you don't, cool. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you later then. Thank you, Infamy. Thank you, Reaper, or Irving. And thank you, Sapphire. And everyone else. Yeah, and everyone else who's here. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are amazing. So for anyone who wants to see some Final Fantasy, feel free to stick around. I'll be back shortly. Have a good rest of your day otherwise.